Guys, this is Dominic back with another video. I decided that I would kind of type what I was gonna say up this week, because I feel like my video last week was all over the place, so I'm gonna reiterate a little bit on that. Um, I had top surgery on January 19th, which means today I am 2 weeks and 1 day post-op. Um, on uh January 25th, I was able to have my drains removed. Um, and at that appointment, they told me that I would still have to wear my vest. Um, so I ended up having to wear my vest from that point up till I have to wear it till tomorrow. Because they want you to wear it for 10 days after the drains are removed. Um, but at that point, I was told I could take it off for up to an hour a day to shower, change dressing, and or wash my vest. Um, and so after tomorrow, I don't have to wear the vest, but I still have to make sure my nipples are covered and make sure there's ointment on my nipples because during the dressing change, I was supposed to put ointment on it to keep it moisturized because you want them moisturized at all times. Um, uh, as far as the drains, I feel like after an hour, um, it almost felt like I didn't ever have the drains. Um, but after having the drains for those 5 days, I was extremely ready to get rid of them. Uh, so they irritated my skin a lot. And at the point of me getting to that fifth day to go get them removed, they weren't really draining much anyway. Um, but, and this is going to be different for everyone, but the drains didn't give me any discomfort or pain being when they were taken out, which I've heard from some people that it does and some people that it doesn't. Um, they just told me to take a deep breath and pulled it out. And honestly, I didn't know they pulled it out until they said they pulled it out. And um, like I said, after an hour, it was almost like I had never even had them in. Like the areas where the drains were was still really swollen because obviously, the drains had just been taken out, and then on top of that, it was just 5 days or 6 days after my surgery, and swelling is normal, and so I want to say within a few days, a lot of the swelling went down for the most part. Like, it's still slowly going down at this point, but for the most part, a lot of the swelling went away. Um, I feel like my recovery so far has been really easy and really fast. Um, I when I got the drains out, they told me that I could reach above my head, but to do it slowly and don't rush. And if I did feel any discomfort doing it, don't push it. Um, they also told me that um, I could drive at any point at that point, but recommended not to drive for the first 2 to 3 weeks, but to just go off your own judgment. Um, and both of those situations are situational with surgeons. Some surgeons will tell you not to lift your arms that early into recovery, and some will tell you to start trying to lift your arms, and uh, some will tell you not to drive for a certain amount of weeks, um, and some will let you drive as soon as you're done with surgery if you feel comfortable. Um, for me personally, I didn't start driving until yesterday, so I think that's the 2nd of February, but like I said, 2 weeks after my surgery date, I um that was the first time I'd driven since before I had top surgery. Um, um, things that I feel like would be good recommendations to get prior to top surgery for recovery is if you're not looking to like sit in your chair in the living room all week to 2 weeks for the first few weeks of recovery, when sitting up slightly is a better option, and at that point more comfortable option. I would consider getting one of those wedge pillows so that you could use it on your bed. Um, Also, cough drops. You're gonna want cough drops because your throat's gonna be sore from them putting the incubator thing, whatever you call it, in your mouth. And then on top of that, just the fact that you'll be taking medication, and that medication also isn't the greatest on keeping your mouth not dry. Um, I would recommend making sure you have someone to help you the first week, um, or at least the first couple days, because all movement's gonna be extremely hard for you. Um, but otherwise, like, I feel like as long as you take it slow and at your own pace and don't push yourself, um, it should be pretty easy to deal with recovery. Uh, Definitely would not recommend overexerting yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself. Um, like I said, you know, I didn't drive for the first 2 weeks because they want you to be able to react if in case of an emergency, and I wanted to make sure I was healed and comfortable enough before I tried driving uh to not hurt myself. Um I also recommend walk even if it's up and down your halls a few times in your house. The, the first couple days, like the first day, rest, because you're not gonna have the energy. Uh, the anesthesia is probably gonna knock you off your feet, and you're just not gonna feel very good. But after that first day, if you can, even if it's just like for 5 minutes every like hour, just like walk up and down your hall, because um they tell you if you can't walk, or if you're not ready to walk, or if you're in too much pain to walk, to like move your toes. But I feel like walking was so much better for me. So if you can, try to do as much walking as you can during those first couple days, um, without overexerting yourself. Um, because obviously, like I said, you don't want to hurt yourself and set your recovery back. Um, Otherwise, yeah, I feel like that's basically it. Um, right now, I'm not wearing my vest. I mean, I have it on me technically, but I took it off so one, I could do this video, and two, it was irritating me. So after I'm done with this and I go back in my house, I'm gonna put it back on, but I'm gonna try to fix it so that it's not hella irritating. Um, but I figured, uh, while I have it off, I would show what my chest looks like so far. Um, like I said, uh, you want to make sure to keep your nipples moisturized. So I do have them covered still and have moisturizer on. Um, but otherwise, like, uh, I'll show you my chest. Um, Really quickly. Uh, this is what it looks like 2 weeks and 1 day post-op. It's healing up pretty quickly and pretty well. I'm still pretty sore. Um, and like I said, I'm still technically supposed to be in the vest. Um, but otherwise, after tomorrow, I'll just be in just covering the nipples, uh, so that they stay moisturized. Um, this is the vest that they recommended me using. Um, Not all surgeons are gonna have you use this vest. Some will have you use a different compression garment. Some will have you use just like an ACE bandage. Um, it just depends on the surgeon, honestly. Um, Otherwise, I feel like that's about it. I just wanted to kind of reiterate on what I said last week, because, like I said, it was kind of all over the place. And I feel like if I don't kind of write it out or like think about it better. I just get all clustered, and I was still on some of my medication at that point, so that probably also didn't help. But so also about the medication, um, I was on the medication. Um, they gave me Prozac. I don't know if every surgeon gives specifically Prozac, but I was on Prozac, and I was on it for about maybe 3 or 4 days consistently. After the 3 or 4 days I was on it, I took it every once in a while, and then eventually stopped taking it and just started taking ibuprofen, because they said after 48 hours I was able to take ibuprofen. So I started taking ibuprofen in the middle of uh taking the Percocets. Um so like I would take one, and then like 6 hours later, when I'd start to feel pain again, I would take an ibuprofen instead of a Percocet that time around or whatever, and then eventually I just stopped taking the Percocets altogether. I still take ibuprofen every now and again, because I do, obviously being only 2 weeks and a day post-op, still get a lot of discomfort. Um, they said that discomfort is normal for the first month at least. So um, I'm going to assume, at least for the next 2 weeks from now, I'm still going to be somewhat sore. Um, Otherwise, the only other thing I took was Benadryl. They recommended Benadryl for any itching, because the vest makes you itch on top of anything that they put under the garments after surgery, can irritate your skin and make you want to itch it. And then obviously, with the healing process, things become a little itchy. So they recommended Benadryl, but they recommended to take them an hour apart from each other. Um, I want to say the first day I took some nausea medicine, and that was like the only day I think I took it, and that was because I was standing, and I think I stood too long, and my blood pressure dropped, and I got dizzy and nauseous, and so I took some nausea medicine that they prescribed me, and then drank some water, and eventually, after sitting down for a while, I started to feel okay again. Um, but yeah, if you have any questions, or you want to know anything specific, ask me down in the comments. I'll try to make another video sometime between next Wednesday and Friday. Um, yeah, otherwise, like, subscribe, comment. Um, I'll leave my Instagram and TikTok in the description. Uh, so if you want to follow me there. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.